Not identifying with the personality is what we're talking about. We aren't talking about quitting your job and sitting in a corner, numb to the world, because ultimately this is a dream inside of a dream inside of a dream. This isn't about not functioning in the role you've been given. It is about understanding that it is a role. And when we identify with the role, we get caught in things that don't help us. We try to resolve something with someone on the outside, which doesn't empower us. We're ineffective because we get emotionally twisted in all the drama and in all the unresolved situations that we think are outside of us. There are beautiful things in life. There are beautiful things that Mother Nature provides for us. But ultimately, when we identify with our body and with our role, we compete, we compare, and we fight with the world outside of us. And we don't seek union with others because we don't understand that we are truly one with others, that we all suffer, for the most part, the same problems, that we're all just struggling to find what happiness is, or to hold on to the happiness long enough to feel okay. But in this world of duality, there is always the ups and the downs, and our personality is susceptible to the ups and the downs, the highs and the lows. For us to have equanimity, we need to have a proper perspective based on the facts that you will die. You do need to pay your bills, but you still will die. Your mother or your father or your husband may fight with you, but it's not worth getting entangled. It's also not worth being self-righteous and shutting people down when they're trying to communicate with you. It is about gaining the perspective that nobody is your enemy. Nothing can hurt you truly. But when we live in this little bottle of me, protecting ourselves all the time from something bad, we're holding something bad out and we're trying to keep the good in. And that in itself causes pain. We don't want to cry all day. We don't want to feel depressed. We want to be rich and famous forever. But all of those things will pass, including the crying and including the fame. Everything is temporary. The fear we have is that we're holding on and we're pushing away. And that does not give us the stability and the personal strength we need and the gravity of presence that we need to benefit ourselves or anyone around us. You want the solution right now. You want to feel better right now. You want to know the answer right now. You want to resolve it right now. You want to process it right now. But if you were in the now, those things wouldn't exist. You would cry because you're crying. You would feel what you feel about your mother because you're feeling it. But you would allow yourself to feel. You would allow yourself to be because you wouldn't be afraid of who you are. You wouldn't be afraid of what you're holding. The peace comes from letting it flow. From being in the grace of not, I feel great now, so it's grace. The grace of all that is. And to stop identifying, but to be with whatever is. And that includes going to work. That includes feeling your feelings. That includes taking responsibility for what happens. You will know what to do when the time is right. Your mind is not your friend. The mind is a tool. We can use the mind to overcome the mind. The mind doesn't exactly know what's going on because it wants this personality to survive at all costs. And it tells us all sorts of stories, for better or for worse, to keep this personality alive, to make other people who they are, so this personality can remain as it is. When I say that we are not real as we are limited to this human body that will die, along with who we think we are because we think we are this, who will die. And yes, this person needs to pay bills and go to work. This person needs to have conversations with other people. This person needs to engage life. All the while, this person will have a greater peace when we let go and let God. When we understand that our oneness with others depends on the oneness with God within ourselves. Because we won't take it all so personally, and we won't get so distraught by all the ups and downs of life. We won't think someone's out to get us. We'll understand there is no enemy and there is no place we can't go inside of ourselves or with another that is dangerous to us. It is the identification with the things that we are doing in this role of this human life. which we need to play out to the best of our ability and be the hero, all the while understanding that I am beyond this moment of this person. I can be this person, but I cannot be trying to find a sense of security in the passing nature of what this person is. But I can keep going deeper to find the security in the light that keeps this person going. The light that is unchanging, the light that is undying, the light that is eternal, that keeps this life alive for now. When I identify with the source of who I am, all the surface waves of this body and this personality won't cause me so much pain and frustration. And I think I need to say this to you, and I think I need to resolve this to you, and I think I need to process this with you, and I think I shouldn't be crying, and I think I don't know what to do with myself today. You might not know what to do with yourself today. Stay in that place. Keep crying. Don't be afraid of yourself. Because pretty soon when you just let yourself be you and stop trying to maneuver and stop trying to position and stop trying to gain or manipulate or control, because we all do it because we're all afraid and we're confused and we just keep spinning a different angle, then we just shut down and give up and go get depressed or go get in a fight or go get some alcohol or some pot or go watch TV or go do whatever we do. But if the best you can do is not meditate, is not pray, is not do anything, just remember, as you're doing these things, keep an eye on it. See the part of you that always sees what you're doing, that's always in the background observing. That is consciousness. The consciousness is not the mind. The mind doesn't know so well like it thinks it does. The mind is a monkey. It jumps around. You are not your mind. You don't need to be ashamed of your thoughts because your thoughts aren't you. We are identifying with our body, with our appearance, with our status, with our age. We are identifying with what happened to us, what people do to us, and we are taking it personally, and we are like catching it all. And we're catching it all, and we're holding it in here, in this imaginary thing. And then we're trying to get clear about it all, but we can't because none of it is solvable. This world will always be the way that it is, and this world is perfect just as it is when we understand what we're dealing with. Play your role and play it perfectly. Yes, go to work. Yes, have your job. Stop identifying with the transient nature of this reality. Stop identifying so that we don't get caught in the highs and the lows. When you can spend time with yourself every day, when you can go into your heart, when you can chant or pray and tune in to the divine connection that you have, that you were born with, when you can tune into that, when we tune into the world outside to go live our lives, we have a different way of dealing with it that creates self-mastery. Self-mastery means knowing all of you, the relative you and the absolute you. The relative you is that you're this person with this life, with these problems. But the absolute truth of you is that none of that is truly real, because you will die and all of that will be gone, but you won't be gone. Your consciousness will remain. And when your consciousness is purely consciousness and you truly are all that you are, all of the suffering ends. And that is what liberation is. You can be liberated in the body. That doesn't mean you sit there like a log and don't go to work or don't have a marriage or don't do your art or don't do this or don't do that or don't have feelings. It means that there's a part of you where you're coming from that is like the bottom of an ocean of light. It is unmoving. It knows what to do. You trust yourself because you know that your devotion and your clarity in who you truly are means that you can really love other people, and that you can trust your actions from moment to moment, and that you don't need to fear your feelings, and you don't need to tell yourself, I don't need to feel bad, it's not real, as a way to get out of what it is. You can just be with what is. Being with what is. My message never changes. I only speak from my own experience. I don't read something and tell you about it. All we have is our direct experience of reality. And the closer we get to our deepest heart, the easier it is to open up to the truth. However hard that truth can be to face of, we have this pain, we've been doing this for so long, it's not real, it wasn't about them, it's about me. And who is this me? There's the relative me and then there's the absolute me. But when we identify with the relative, we get resentment, we get fear, and even when we don't, and when we're working on the true grounding of being with all that is within us, which is divine, it's not going to be an easy road. We're not doing it wrong. It's just that keep bringing yourself back to the moment. Practice being in the moment. Practice asking yourself, who is this person that's so important? This person is all important, but when we're identifying with the little self, we don't know that we are all that is. We don't know that we are the tree that we love. We don't know that we are the sky. We don't know that we are the beauty of the flower. We don't see ourselves in it. And we don't want to see ourselves in the shadow that comes our way either, through other people, through our interactions with other people. We want to make them the devil. We want to make the flower beautiful. But we don't see that we are the beauty of the flower, and we are the darkness of the devil. We are all that is. It's a different side of the same coin, so that we are okay and nothing is out to get us. It's all just a matter of understanding where we're coming from, consciousness, perspective, the fearless engagement of the moment. The truth is that we can't get to the joy, but the joy is the place where we arise from. And then we create all of this havoc or all of this grace in our life, depending on what we allow our mind to do to us and how we engage our consciousness and where we are coming from and what we do every day to bring ourselves back to the truth of equanimity. That this is happening, I am doing my life, but I'm going to trust moment by moment that I do have the answers. Moment by moment, I am okay. Moment by moment, I don't need to change anything. I need to be aware of what truly is, which is now. And whatever is happening, we can be in the now. No, it's not super easy because our mind spins us into the past and in the future. That creates anxiety and fear and anger and resentment, etc. We still have those things, anxiety and fear, etc. We still have those things. But today, from this moment forward, keep going deep. Keep feeling the place in you that doesn't change, that is always present, that is always the love, that is always the peace. And keep going back there through devotion, through self-inquiry, through both. Tuning in to the divine that has made this place. The real part is that all is God. The unreal part is that we are identifying with the roles of appearances and concepts. Fabrications of the mind, the dream. The beauty is that there will only ever always be joy in God, timeless. It's hard for our minds to comprehend. We don't have the mechanism when we use our brain. But within, we know. We know. Be still and know that I am God. Don't think and know that I am God. Don't fight with that girl to know that I am God. Don't solve that problem to know that I am God. Be still. Let everything settle. You will get back up in whatever way you need to. Every time we fall and let it be, what arises is more powerful and more bright than what was before. Because we're shedding our skin, and it takes time. And there's no fast track, there's no loophole. There is time, there is acceptance, there is surrender, there is trust. Keep connecting to a higher power as often as you can every day, because that higher power is always aware of you, and that higher power is who you actually are. So to be in samadhi moment by moment means to be in alignment with who you really are as your body and your personality plays its role. Do your best to remember to come from the right place and stop identifying with the things that keep us on the roller coaster, that keep us in the hamster wheel, that keep us suffering. Because we don't need to suffer, but we do need to be the hero of this magical journey. Or not. It's up to you. Just do the best you can every moment, and that's all you need to do. And love yourself and believe in yourself and let go and let God.